I am joined today by Nick Nath as we are here with Running the Bases Season 4, Episode 20. This is a great show. I am excited for it.
No, he said your name.
Boys, how the heck are we doing today?
Did you forget to say my name?
No, he said your name.
I'm not here.
Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry, didn't turn your mics all the way up. Go ahead. Now, how are you guys doing today?
I have a question. Did you forget to say my name?
No,
All I heard was with Nick
he,
Nath.
he said your name.
I did.
Okay, then I must be sure.
You are.
Okay. I'm doing all right. I'm a little stressed. I don't like when people don't believe me when I have radio shows. I had a certain person who texts me and calls me way too much.
Yeah.
We're doing all right.
Wow.
Nick, how we doing, buddy?
I'm doing spectacular. The Tigers have a better record than the Mets.
Yes, sir.
And life is just all good from a Tigers fan perspective. So.
Yeah. I can't.
What do we got today? What's the roundtable?
So there is no roundtable for today, unless you guys want to talk about something.
There's a few things I'd like to talk about, actually.
Okay, go ahead. Talk for a minute.
First
so I
off,
can
what do you guys think of the whole card controversy?
The
I
what?
think that's something we need to
Good
talk
one. The
about.
Kevin Kiermaier controversy.
Oh, that was just funny.
I'll let you guys start that combo because I've got to share the show as always.
Nick, go ahead.
So go ahead.
I want to hear your thoughts on it.
I don't know. I mean, Kiermaier was being a little bit of a, I would say, immature.
I was going to say things we can't say on the radio.
There's a lot of things I can't say. Yeah, word choice is being incredible.
Here's the thing. I do want to ask. You said he wasn't being careful. He was being irresponsible. But don't you want to get any tactical advantage over your opponent when you can? Like,
I don't think that's what that was.
Hold on. Here's the thing. If he drops if he were to drop $100 bill in the middle of the street,
Why is everyone comparing it to money? It's so different.
How's it different?
Because he didn't, dude. You're playing in a baseball game where everyone has these cards in their pocket. You slide into home, it easily could have fallen out of your pocket, so you don't know. You pick it up, and if he looked at it immediately, he just sees a name on there. He doesn't know. He sees a teammate's name on there. He assumes it's his team card. Like, we don't know. You pick up, like, in the heat of the moment, you just drop something at home plate. Kirk walked away, so you're like, oh, it probably wasn't his, it was probably mine. So he just picks it up and goes. Like, once he gets to the dugout, it's a different story, but like it's a completely different thing if it's $100 bill. Like it's just so different. I don't know why everyone's comparing it to that.
See, I don't think there's anything wrong with him picking it up. So what? Might have been a mistake, trying to get a tactical advantage. So what? I think it was irresponsible of the Blue Jays to throw at him. Like, come on. Stop being irresponsible. Honestly, guard it better if you don't want him to pick it up. That's all I have to say.
He was also just mad in the heat of the moment. He just struck out. He saw hard on the ground. He said, "Give me that." They probably asked for it back. He said no, and then things escalated.
Do we know if they asked for it back though?
Yeah, that's why they started arguing. They wanted it back.
I don't even know if that's what it was.
Yes, it was. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It just, to me, it seems
why
like.
Why else would there be an argument then?
Kiermaier had just scored on a close play at home.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't see any altercation of him going up to Kiermaier and saying, "Give me the card back."
So what else would they be arguing about?
Oh, maybe on the basis of why'd you take the card? Sorry, I don't see a big deal with taking the card.
I think they're more mad that he didn't give it back later. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, we can move on.
No, I actually think this is a good conversation because I mean the show that we have today, the unbiased matchups, we can do very quickly, I'm sure. But I don't know. I just
because you said that I'm going to take forever on picking my guy.
That's fine. We do that for most everything. I'm sorry. I just had to.
He's funny.
You always take shots at me. I had to. I did.
But at least my shots are funny.
Well, I bet Nick was that.
No, not at all.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't hear what you said.
I
was texting my mom.
He was saying how he's going to take forever on doing his unbiased match. I said, well, that's fine considering that you do that for literally everything. So
that is the most pity laugh I've ever heard.
It's kind of funny.
That's the most pity laugh I've ever heard come out of Nakash Nath's mouth.
I can explain to you after the show why that was funny. I can't explain on air.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so yeah, I think the Kiermaier situation, it's a really it's just dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb that it's a bigger issue than it really should be. It does not need to be that big of a deal. Dropped a card. Look, if the fact that, to me, the thing that hurt Kiermaier is that he said that, in quote, he said, "I thought about giving it back and then realized it's September baseball, so I'm not." Like, if he didn't say that, I
I
don't think it would have
respect
been a
that move.
problem.
I respect it.
I respect that. What are you talking about, Michael? He's trying to get that advantage. This is where the best baseball comes out. Get your advantage. I see nothing wrong with him saying that.
I don't know. I just think to me that if he doesn't say that, he doesn't get thrown. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that he did. I just think that that's why he got thrown at. Because if he doesn't say that, then there's no reason
Well,
for
maybe
the.
Alejandro Kirk should do a better job of protecting his card next time. How
Yeah,
about
no,
that?
I completely agree.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how it all starts. Is him being irresponsible with his card?
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, I mean, it can fly out of the thing. You never know. But yeah, it's a weird situation, and it got us all talking for a few days, and here we are still talking about it. So it clearly it stirred the pot. So today's show is Unbiased Matchups. We did this once in the off season. It was actually the show that Tim Ryder was on with us, which was a lot of fun. Tim got to do this with us and Marco. But now we just have two of you that are going to be doing this, so we can kind of go deeper into it. But I think it's a good thing that we're coming back to it. I wanted to come back to it, but obviously the way that I do the show, I just completely randomly pick for the bullpen, and this just finally came back around. And I really the first we did it. I know you guys did too. I know Tim really enjoyed it. And if Tim comes back, I'm gonna probably do another game with him. But still, when Tim comes back, but still, every time I think of this, I think of Tim and how great that show is. We miss you, Tim. We'll have him back someday. This offseason, I got to figure out how to do.
Long lost cousin or something. Long lost best friend. Who knows?
Well, I mean, he was our first
Shout out to
guest.
Tim. He was cool.
Shout out.
Hey,
I mean, he was our
Hey,
first
Tim
one.
is a great guy. There's nothing against him. It seems like you have a deeper connection with him than it sounds like.
Well, Tim and I have gotten pretty close over the last, I don't know, 8 months. We keep in fairly frequent contact. I just got to figure out how to do call-ins on here. Do either of you know how to do call-ins on the Mega Sig?
I've never been in that room really.
Or I have an idea. Put him on the stream yard.
Well, yeah, I can, but the problem is then you guys are going to be echoing through my mic. Through my computer.
Okay, we can talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll
This
figure
is
it out.
something we figure out later.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
We're always talking about future things on the show. So I sent these guys the unbiased matchups. They have it in front of them. I have the names in front of me in a separate doc. So basically what it is two sets of stats from their entire career or over a certain period of time for two players. One of the players is historically seen as better than the other player or is more well-known than the other player, but their stats are fairly similar. The point is to pretty much not necessarily expose something, but basically to bring more of a light to players that aren't necessarily as
underdogs.
as commonly known.
Underdogs.
Like the most common thing with this that I think of was last time we did this, AJ Pierzynski and Yadier Molina had very similar stats, and you guys saw that.
There's a difference between those two. I actually have respect for Yadier Molina.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when you look at the stats,
AJ was so annoying.
Yeah, he really.
I hated AJ Pierzynski.
Oh my
so
God.
much.
He wanted to be the bad guy of the league, and he succeeded.
He had such a punchable face.
He did. He still does.
So probably guys. I remember when he died of blonde. I was like, "Are you could have not done anything more to ruin your career."
Yeah. He's the bad boy Major League Baseball. Also, I'm sorry that the Wi-Fi is awful. Blame ASU for that. The Wi-Fi is the connection on the stream's not great, so we're just gonna have to.
Nick and I look pretty clear. It's just you.
Yeah, TBH, that's exactly the same thing I'm seeing.
Is it really?
It's just you.
Okay, let's
that's
get
fine.
started.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know. So I'm going to read off the stats that are here for the people that are watching so that you can know, because obviously you're going to hear them talk about stats that you can't even see. So matchup number 1 that we have here is a matchup of two players over the span of 12 years. For the second player, that was their entire career. And so the first player here, 5,142 at-bats, 1,533 hits, 122 home runs, 674 RBIs, with a 298 batting average, 355 on base percentage, and 442 slugging, 797 OPS.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
On the stream, can you put the numbers up?
No. It would take me way too long to do that because I have so many screenshots, and to try and see which ones are which would be a while. I could have I could have set that up there.
Maybe you should have, because I don't remember half the stats you just said.
Dude, it's on the.
We have the
It's in the
stats.
doc. It was covered up last time when I was
No.
looking at the doc.
I sent you the doc. You can even open. You can look at Nick's computer.
I have it on my
if you need
phone,
to.
but I mean,
Yeah, like Nick has it. It's there. So while Ryan figures that out, I will say the second player who has 5,066 at bats. So I'll kind of for the viewers to give you a little perspective. 5,066 at bats, which is 80 less than player A. Player B has 130 home runs, which is 8 more than player A. 1,531 hits, so only 2 less than player A. RBIs, 735, that is 60 more than player A. A 302 batting average, player A had 298. A 367 on base percentage, player A had 355. A 447 slugging, player A had 442. And an OPS of 814, where player A had a 797. So, boys, you can do your analysis. You can talk it out if you want to make a decision individually.
it's pretty easy for me.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, but here's the thing. The whole thing about this is we probably know player A is a legend and player B isn't.
Yeah,
That's how Michael targets this.
that's exactly how it works.
That's why I really want to pick player
Wow.
A, because I want to go with the
Wait,
legend.
what are we picking? What
You're just picking which player you would prefer for anything.
well, if I was
Or who you
looking
think
at-
is better.
if I was looking at these stats and wanted to pick which stats I wanted, I undoubtedly would pick player B.
Right, that's all you're going off of because
Yeah.
I actually didn't do it that way this time, Ryan. I changed it up.
Oh, thank you, because I picked player B.
Higher batting average, 8 more home runs.
More RBIs.
Yeah, that's 51 more.
The one thing that I do like about player A more is that over his career, he had way more stolen bases.
And he's more player A is significantly faster too because he has a lot more triples.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that I see there, but overall, I'd still take player B.
So I think a fun thing that I can do with this is I can give you guys hints if you want, because you've already now picked your player. Right? If you want to try and guess who the players are.
Oh my God, there's just no way.
I'll say the more notable player is player A in this one.
You just said you did. You just said you didn't do that.
Well, I mean, maybe you didn't intend for that to be that way.
Well, no, I'm saying that I changed it up for all of them. It's not
Yeah.
the same on everyone, but this one, yes, player A is the more notable player.
Yeah.
Player A is a current player in Major League Baseball today, and
Cool.
has what?
No. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. Sorry, I looked at the at-bat.
What is happening right now?
Sorry.
You looked at the at-bats. What did you think of Howard Pujols with that for?
It's also over 12 years. Pujols has played 12 years.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking at all. So hold on, let me think again.
This player recently played in the World Series as well.
Player A did.
Yes.
So,
Again, if you can't think of it at all, I'll just tell you the player. But I think it's cool for you guys to try.
can I
to
get a
guess.
position?
He's an outfielder.
Outfielder, who just like how far back does this World Series go?
Okay, well if I do
No,
that.
just like give me a like. Is it within like the past 5 years?
Yes.
Okay, you see, that's fine. Now I can narrow it down a little bit.
What does that narrow down to?
Instead of me thinking the past 10 years, it cuts my selection in half. So
I will say Nick correctly predicted where this player went in this past offseason. I could probably give out points. It's like a game.
I'm going to the dock real quick.
I'm going to Michael Brantley.
Yes! Nick! The winner!
I was not going to guess Michael Brantley. I'll be honest.
So yeah, player A is Michael Brantley. Player B is Sean Casey.
No way.
Hold on. Time out. Can I ask something real quick?
What?
Michael Brantley only has 122 career homers.
Mm-hmm.
He's hit so many against the Royals. I thought he'd have more.
He's the most he's ever hit in a season's like 16.
He's not a power guy.
Yeah.
I know he is, but like it feels like
I agree.
He's
It
like
seemed
50
it
against the
seemed
Royals.
very low, but it's not. That's
I know he's an average guy. That's
Yeah.
what he's known for. But still, that still seems a little bit low for him.
yeah, very interesting. So yeah, there you go. Right away, boom. You picked the player that wasn't more notable, Sean Casey, which is really interesting because Michael Brantley is obviously seen as a really great player in Major League Baseball today, and I don't think we really give Sean Casey the respect that he deserves. So how about that? Getting himself in there in matchup 1. There's 10 matchups here. Number 2, player A has this a pitcher matchup. I'm not going to read the wins losses because they don't matter. It is a reliever matchup.
Sorry, I had to.
Player A had 703 games, 233 starts, with a 4.8 ERA in his entire career. He also, in 1,945 innings, he pitched with a 1.542 whip. This is definitely not as great of a matchup in terms of how good the players are, but still.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Player B had 658 games, so about 50 less than player A, 248 starts with a 4.48 ERA, which is 30 points less than player A. He pitched 1,956 innings, so 11 more, and he pitched to a 1.493 whip. To me, this is pretty obvious.
It's player B.
Yeah, player B.
And also, just looking at the record too, you can't ultimately discount that.
I mean, yeah, player A is 93 and 126 in their career, but player B.
I thought we were looking at.
Well, Ryan brought it up.
I think it is something we can look at. I don't think all of us are Mets fans here that have to think about that.
Well, okay.
I know I agree with him to a certain extent, but I still think you should look at wins.
Oh yeah, I think it's not valuable at all.
The ERAs are so similar.
So no, player B.
I would say B too. Yeah, a lot more saves too.
I'm not gonna have you guess it because you're never gonna guess the player. Player A is Jamie Wright. You probably don't even know who that is. He played on the Dodgers in the early 2000s.
I know who Jamie Wright is.
You do? He played on a couple teams actually in the 2000s. And player B is Miguel Batista, a guy that we all know.
I would have never guessed either of those. So good job.
Exactly. So that's why I didn't waste any of your time because you never would have guessed it.
I already waste my time an hour with you every week on this show. You took a shot at me, I take a shot at you.
It's okay. This is awesome. This is great. Awesome.
Are we talking about the water or the joke?
Both.
That water is awesome. We also didn't. Never mind. Why am I wasting? Never mind. Sorry. I was going to talk about something so unbelievable.
Hey, Michael. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice the amount of the time you talk.
Oh wow!
Took you a little longer to get it out. Thank you. All right. So matchup number 3. This is over the span of 13 years. I also forgot to mention matchup 2 is over 18 years. So matchup 3 is over 13 years. Player A played in 1,341 games compared to player B's 1,195. Player A had 4,614 plate appearances. Player B only had 3,264. Player A had 1,031 hits, where player B had 756. Player A had 47 home runs. Player B had 33. Player A had 422 RBIs. Player B had 310. Player A had a 260 batting average. Player B had a 259. And player A had a 715 slugging. I'm sorry, OPS, and player B had a 672. Again, this one seems very obvious.
It's A. I gotta go with A.
Okay.
Oh my God! Yeah. Yeah, it's A.
Yeah, it's
The
A.
reason I go with A is because you gotta look at on-base percentage, OPS and OPS plus. That's where I see the biggest discrepancies between the two.
Yeah, I
Player A
completely agree.
14 more home runs, also 112 more RBIs. Yeah.
So, sorry, my computer's completely lagging because I just went on Baseball Reference as always. So, player B, I'll give you a really, really obvious hint. They're retired, but they were the manager of a World Baseball Classic team very recently.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
Hold on. Okay, so WBC manager.
I'm almost certain.
Sure.
Can you please fact check yourself?
Yeah, please fact check yourself. We're journalists. We have to do our accuracy checks.
Working on it. Sorry. He is currently the bench coach of an AL Central team.
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm gonna guess it's not. I would no.
Do you really know the bench coaches for the AL Central teams?
I know the Royals, if that counts.
Yeah, I don't think he was the manager of a World Baseball Classic team. I don't know why I thought that. I'm really sorry.
Imagine we were guessing the entire time. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Sorry about that. That's rough.
That is rough.
It's not the Royals bench coach Pedro Grafal, is it?
No, it is not.
Miguel Cairo?
Yes, it is.
Ah,
Awesome.
Miguel Cairo is player B.
I'm proud of myself.
Player A is a player that
Okay.
I would put money on it that neither of you people know. That neither of you know who this person is. It is Luis Alicia.
I've heard the name.
You have?
Yes.
He is a player. He was on the Cardinals and Rangers in the mid, throughout the 90s. Who's clearly a lot better than Miguel Cairo, but we hear a lot about Miguel Cairo, and I've never heard of this guy before yesterday or 2 days ago. So
Luis
that's
Alicia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that name before.
interesting. Nick, I'm sure because I've never heard of it. I'm
Nope.
sure you haven't either.
100% nope.
We go to matchup number 4. This is over their careers. This one was a real shock to me, and you guys are going to be shocked too, especially when you find out who one of the players is, because I thought that he was a lot better than his numbers entailed. Player A played in 766 career games. Player B, 684. Player A had 2,256 at-bats. Player B, 2,391. Player A, 572 hits. Player B, 619. Player A, 91 home runs. Player B, 88. Player A, 303 RBIs. Player B, 340. Player A, 254 batting average. Player B, 259. Player A, 772 OPS. Player B, 762. To me, this one's not nearly as obvious as the last
It's not
two.
as obvious.
It's
really.
not as obvious.
It's a very difficult choice, and it's really going to have to come down to what you guys personally prefer in a player. Because, I mean,
It's tough.
I think B.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna have to go with B. Despite the OPS and OPS plus numbers, what I look at is really RBIs.
Yeah.
The main factor for me.
okay. So I'll let you guys guess both because you know who both of these players are. Player A has been a World Series MVP within the last 10 years.
I know it's not Salvi.
Howie Kendrick?
Nope.
Okay.
He's hit more homers than 91.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I do like that guess though.
I guess you didn't.
What?
I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I thought I guess you didn't like the guess.
Oh,
'Cause-
No,
anyways, Daniel Murphy. I don't know.
No.
No, okay.
that's actually good. That's a good guess.
Ben Zobrist?
That would have been my next guy.
I was like, oh, those numbers seem a little bit close.
World
Daniel
Series.
Murphy never
Steve
won.
Pierce.
Yes.
Nice.
Attaboy, Nick. Nick is
Okay.
on fire.
Okay.
So yeah, Steve Pierce. First of all, shocking that he never even hit 100 home runs. To me, that blows my mind.
You missed your utility, man.
I know, but I mean, 2,200 at bats for a guy like Steve Pierce, who I always saw as a power hitter, and he only hit 91 homers.
Well, then your evaluation was a tiny bit off.
Yeah, clearly. Player B is a current player. Player B had a very emotional moment within the last few years when he hit a home run.
D. Gordon.
Dude, D. Gordon, 88 home runs. You're out of your mind.
So I just thought emotional. You know, I'm not looking at the stats. I hear emotional and just right away.
It was because someone passed away.
Again, D.
Yeah,
Gordon
that
comes
was
to mind.
I know. No, I'm sure that he was the first guy that came to mind when I thought of it too.
You're like, I'm sorry.
Oh, when someone passed away?
No, when I tell you. I'm just going to tell you so we don't go through tons of time.
No. Oh, fine.
Stephen Piscotty.
Okay. Yes, I do. His mom?
Yes, when his mom passed away. So yeah, Stephen Piscotty. You guys picked him over Steve Pierce. To me, that's interesting because I don't think we nearly value Stephen Piscotty as much as we ever thought of Steve Pierce. To me, that was a complete crapshoot. Now the next one is matchup 5 and 10. I purposely saved for elite players. This is the best matchup of all of them.
Why didn't you say the best for last, Michael?
Because they were completely random. Honestly, that's my reasoning here. And I figured we'd catch more of the people that are watching the beginning of the show and leave halfway through.
Oh, like your mom?
No, she watches the whole thing. So, player A, 11,516 plate appearances compared to player B's 10,960. Player A, 2,900 hits. Player B, 2,979. Player A, 574 home runs. Player B, 502. Player A, 1,778 RBIs. Player B, 1,800 RBIs. Player A, 295 batting average. Player B, 311. And player A, a 928 OPS with player B at a 9.
I think I know who player B is.
Okay, well, don't spoil it until we make your pick afterwards.
Deal.
I have no idea. I would take B.
Okay.
I'm taking B 100%.
Okay. Ron, who do you think it is?
Is it Miguel Cabrera?
It is Miguel Cabrera.
I'm
I
really,
went off
I'm,
the home run
I'm
number.
really gonna be. I'm so mad at myself.
It is Miguel
I went off
Cabrera.
the home run number.
Obviously, if I told you it was a current player, you would have known that it was Miguel Cabrera.
Oh, he's at 503. So
Oh.
Yeah, well, I did
Okay.
this. I did this 3 days ago, so he
Okay.
had a run in the meantime.
wait, no, maybe he's still at 502 then.
He probably is because I did
Okay.
this on Tuesday.
I do apologize. For
Either way, so player A is a Hall of Famer and recently passed away.
Hold on. Can I look up someone's death real quick? That sounds horrible.
Sure,
That
it's
sounds
not
horrible.
like we're actually playing a game here, so it's fine. I will say, Nick,
Oh,
when
recently.
you see that Miguel Cabrera you picked over this player, you're going to be very happy.
Oh, it's like that.
Oh yeah, player A is an absolute legend.
I'm really trying to think.
It's not Hank Aaron. We know that.
He recently died.
I think it's within the last year.
Oh,
Oh, so my original guess was way off.
Why? Who's your original guess?
Harmon Killebrew.
Oh God, dude! Recently, yeah, I meant within the last year.
Okay, give me a couple seconds. I don't know. Let me think. How many homers again?
574.
Who passed away last year?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with here.
Yeah, can you just tell us?
Yeah, player A is Frank Robinson.
Oh, the big hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys both picked Miguel Cabrera over Frank Robinson. So congratulations, Nick. Miguel Cabrera is officially better than Frank Robinson.
I really had no doubt in my mind, but yeah.
I mean,
Frank
Frank
Robinson
Robinson.
did not have 574 home runs. He had 586.
This is over 19 years.
Oh, 19 years. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
So I cut out. Probably the last 2 years, or the first. I think actually for him it was the first two. But either way, so 574 again over 19 years. So matchup number 6. Here we go. These are two pitchers again.
Ooh, pitchers.
Two not very well known. Well, player B is well known in today's game, not for how good he is, just because we know who he is. This is over a 10-year span.
10 years.
Player A had a 4.09 ERA. Player B had a 3.86. Player A pitched in 289 games with 205 starts compared to Player B's 230 games, 202 starts. Player A, 1,454 innings. Player B, 1,215. Player A had a whip. The whip of 1.382, and Player B had a whip of 1.311.
Both whips, not very good.
I'm taking B. It's not close.
Well, they're much better than the Miguel Batista matchup. So.
That's true. This is tough,
I'm taking B.
but I think I'm going to go with B.
Okay.
The ERA.
That's ERA. Less home runs given up too. Less walks.
I'm not gonna have you guys guess.
Way more strikeouts. Holy moly.
Oh, let me look at that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, by 300 almost.
That's not close.
Player B.
Okay. So player B is Julius Chassin.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
completely random.
Yeah.
And
that's
player
right.
A is Ruben Gomez.
Nope.
And off the top of my head, I don't even remember where he played, so I'm going to look it up. Oh, no, I'm already on this one. So Ruben Gomez played in 1953 to 1967. He was on the New York Giants, the San Francisco Giants, and then whatever the Philadelphia team was at the time, and a couple others. So spent most of his career on the Giants. And a guy that you don't hear about at all, but he was the 1950s version of Julius Chassin. So there you have it. Matchup number 7. This is I'll preface this by saying this is a matchup of really bad catchers.
Okay.
And this is more, I would say neither of them are more notable. I just wanted to throw them in here for fun.
Okay.
And again, I also want to preface it by saying I literally picked all these players from like a random name picker. I did a random team generator, then did a random name picker from their entire roster.
What is Michael's thing with random?
I don't know.
I have a thing with random generators. It's a problem. I have an entire section on my phone for it. Yeah, it's strange. I have a thing.
Kind of scaring me. Are you doing all right, buddy?
Yeah, it's been like an obsession of mine for like 6 years now. It's kind of funny.
Interesting.
So player A played in Player A played in 466 games as compared to Player B's 572.
Okay.
Player A had 333 hits. Player B had 361. Player A had 80 home runs. Player B had 70. Player A had 245 RBI. Player B had 216. Player A hit 212. Player B hit 223. And player A had a 670 OPS, while player B hit 725. Had a 725 OPS. I wouldn't say that this is very obvious. You'll know who both of these players are. They have both played in the 2010s.
This one's tough.
I would probably take A, but it's bad.
They're both so bad.
This is pretty bad.
This is brutal.
Nick, you may have a connection to both of these players, but I don't remember.
Is one of them Alex Avila?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's what I was kind of thinking here.
Here we go. Weekly toss. And I made it.
Nice.
I'm proud of you.
You too.
But this is tough. Nick, you picked A.
I picked A.
You did.
I mean,
It's just I want to pick
one
B.
home runs, more RBIs. The batting average is less, but it's not less than like a lot.
It's not. No, the thing that's really hurt me with player B is the amount of strikeouts compared to player A.
Oh my god, 624.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna go player A.
Player A is JP Arancibia.
Okay, so I have no connection to that.
He didn't play in the Tigers? I thought he might.
No.
And player B is Kelly Shopik.
Okay, so that was awesome.
He didn't play in the Tigers.
No idea.
I don't know.
Just never heard of either of those.
You've never
players.
heard of either of them?
Oh, I know Aaron CBA and Kelly Shopik.
Kelly Shopik was on the Mets
So sorry.
for half a season. He might have played. No, he never played in the Tigers. I don't know why I thought that.
You went off on two things tonight. The Tigers for these two, and then saying that this guy managed a WBC
Yeah.
team.
That was
You're
rough.
off tonight, my friend. Are you doing all right?
Yes, I'm actually great. It's been a great day.
You do look a little pale.
Okay.
I haven't gotten that sun in like weeks. I need to get outside. So matchup number 8. This is over 17 years. Player A. These are also two great players. One of them is a Hall of Famer. The other one is not. That is the point of this. Player A, 2,155 games and 7,400 at-bats. Player B, 2,163 games, 7,750 at-bats. Player A, 1,954 hits. Player B, 2,016.
Okay.
Player A, 195 home runs. Player B, 138. Player A, 918 RBIs. Player B, 853. Player A had a 264 batting average. Player B had a 260. And player A had a 760 OPS, while player B had a 667 OPS.
I gotta go player A. And what stands out to me about player A, look at the walks to strikeouts.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's A. It's
A.
plus.
Okay.
Let me
Oh,
guess,
yeah.
player
Look at the
B.
OPS plus.
Let me guess, player B is the Hall of Famer.
Correct. Player B is Bill Mazeroski. And player A is Toby Harrah, a player that I bet neither of you have ever heard of before.
I haven't heard of either of those guys.
You've never heard of Bill Mazeroski?
I know Bill Mazeroski.
How have you never heard of Bill Mazeroski?
I've heard the name, it just doesn't like ring any bells, you know?
Either way, to me, he's a very well-known Hall of Famer. And I've never heard of Toby Harrah before. And Toby Harrah's not in the Hall of Fame, and he's clearly better than Bill Mazeroski was. So that's why I did that. And again, one of the many great things about this game is that it's cool to see that. It's like this guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Put him in the Hall of Fame. All righty, number 9. This, yeah, I should.
To Rob?
Yeah, to Rob.
He won't do anything.
Our
He's
buddy
useless.
Rob, Toby Harrah, put him in the Hall of Fame. Alrighty, matchup number 9. This is over the career of the players. It is not the same amount of time. I think they're about a year apart,
Okay.
but their stats are so similar. Player A had 3,582 at-bats. Player B, 3,453. Player A, 934 hits. Player B, 904. Boy, they were so close to 1,000. Player A, 126 home runs. Player B, 132. Player A, 458 RBIs. Player B, 508 RBIs. Player A, a 261 batting average. Player B, 262. And player A, 790 OPS. Player B, 768. This is not by any means a straight answer here. I mean, they're really back and forth.
Wow.
I will say you will know who both of these players are.
This is tough.
Wow, this is pretty tough.
This is a tough decision. This might be one of the better ones we've had so far.
I think I would take it B though.
Nick's going with player B.
Mm. Yeah.
We're going with player B as well.
Yeah.
Right, so both of these were outfielders who spent most of their career as pinch hitters.
Are we allowed to guess?
Yeah, you can guess.
Oh, no, question.
Mhm.
Do any of them still play?
No.
That's a good question.
Neither of them.
Okay, and did they play in the 2010s?
You both will know who they are.
Okay, so
So-
if we both know who they are, let's go through this.
They didn't play on the. I don't believe they played on the Royals or Tigers. Just saying that they were very well-known players.
Pinch
Okay, the
hitters, though.
132 career, correct?
Yeah.
I would guess Yasiel Puig, but the game seems too
I
high.
said pinch hitters.
Oh, I wasn't listening to that part.
Like, I don't know even about pinch hitters, though.
It's okay. You don't have to. It's just that at most of their career they were. I believe one of them won a World Series
David Freese.
with the team.
It's not a bad guess.
I just don't know what you mean.
It's not a bad guess.
Is
You want
one
me
of
to
them
just tell you?
like Miguel Montero?
No, I'm just going to tell you. Player A is Seth Smith, and player B is Cody Ross. So, two pretty iconic pinch hitters at the end of their careers. Now at number 10, we have a really good doozy of a matchup here, and I believe I actually did another.
A really good doozy or a doozy?
It's a really good doozy.
Oh, wow.
I believe that.
Oh wow, this must be elite.
I believe that. Yeah, one of the
Yeah,
players.
the ERAs aren't too elite.
One of the players is in the Hall of Fame. The other one is not.
Let me guess. Player B is in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not going to tell you until afterwards. Player A, in 500 games in his career, had a 3.26 ERA. Player B,
Okay.
in 520 games, had a 3.4 ERA. Player A had 3,449 innings, while player B had 3,186. Player A had a whip of 1.134, while player B had a whip of 1.225. Player A, 2,012 strikeouts. Player B, 1,728.
Eh.
I don't know if this, like, looking at it again, I thought this was gonna be closer. I'm
Say-
just gonna go with A.
I'm taking A.
And I also think it's important to mention, even though it's the last matchup, that there's a lot more stats on the screen that they're seeing. I have their entire Baseball Reference stat line for that time period.
Yeah.
But yeah, so player A is the Hall of Famer here. Player B, I think, was pitched well enough because player A is one of the most iconic Hall of Fame closers of all time. Not closers, relief pitchers of all time.
Oh, I was thinking,
Who wasn't a closer, which there are not many people who were relievers that weren't closers that went into the Hall of Fame. But player B was one of those guys who never closed games but was an elite reliever over the course of his career. Or no, he was like, wait a minute. I'm really dumb. They're not relievers. They're both starting pitchers.
Okay.
hey, you said it. We didn't.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
I'm really sorry. I do not know what's going on in my brain. I think I'm having a stroke. So yeah, they're both starting pitchers.
Okay,
For some reason,
you could just look at the amount of complete games that each of them threw.
or the amount of games started that it said. I was looking at games finished and thought that was the game started stat. I was like, oh wow, they didn't start any games. All right, so I'm just gonna tell you.
That's awesome.
Player A is No, you're not gonna guess it. Player A is Catfish
Have a
Hunter.
guess.
It's Catfish Hunter. You're
Oh
right.
wait, he's A. I thought I was gonna guess him to be B.
No, Catfish Hunter is
Yeah.
player A.
I was like, yes, catfish for B.
Were you actually?
Yes.
Player B is Milt Pappas. You probably have never heard of him before.
I have a friend back home. Her last name is Pappas. If that counts.
Doesn't she go to school here?
No. she does
What's
not.
happening?
Oh no, I had a girl in my high school who had the same last name. So he played in the 50s through the 70s, well, into the 70s, and he spent most of his career with the Orioles. He was a pretty good player, but not in the Hall of Fame. So that'll do it with our unbiased matchups. And I must say, I really enjoy that. I think it's fun. It's a cool little segment to do. It's a change of pace. It's fun. It gets your brain going.
You know what we need more of?
What?
We need more of my Jeopardy game.
Yeah, we do.
That was fun.
We'll do that come the off
We
season.
need a guest though, to be honest.
Yes, we do.
Or
And
we can just get Marco.
again, we're going to need to figure out how to get people to call in. That's a really important factor here because the phones are right next to me and I have no clue. It reminds me, I also have to sign in still, so I'll do that
Yeah,
while we're
please
doing
sign in,
power
sir.
rankings. So next up here is our power rankings, and I think it's important to mention now before we do this every week that these are up until today. It does not include anything that happened today This is through September 22nd.
Yes.
So Thursday, September 23rd doesn't count. You guys know that, but the viewers may not.
I
So
sometimes I don't know that.
okay, so Nick sometimes Nick sometimes doesn't know that.
Oh, that's
So
incredible.
we start off at number 10, and I must say, for me, 14 through 1 on my list, because I know, Nick, you don't have it, but Ryan, you may. 14 through 1 on my list are just incredible. Missing the top 10 for the first time in a really long time are the White Sox for me. They did not crack the top 10 this week. At number 10, I have the New York Yankees.
Hold on. We gotta go over number 30 real quick, Michael.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think this is
Orioles.
important. I don't know. I have them as tied because they have the same record. Ladies and gentlemen, we have quite a battle for the number 1 pick in the MLB draft.
Hey, it would be the first time since the 19 – oh, gosh, you told me the other day. It'll be the first time since the 1950s, if they can do it, that 2 teams in Major League Baseball have 110 losses. It would be the first time since at least 1950. It might have even been the 1800s.
So here's the thing.
Mhm.
This is quite a battle we have going.
It really is.
Who is more of an atrocity in baseball? It's really what this battle is here.
It's the D-backs.
I don't know.
I don't know, honestly.
It's the D-backs.
Okay, who has? Here's what I gotta go with. Just okay. So
I would say
they-
I would take Cedric Mullins over anyone on the D-backs right now.
Cattell.
Yes.
Okay, so we got those two. Cattell and Cedric are at the top of the tier for these 2 teams.
Yes.
Then Mountcastle,
Yes.
Trey Mancini.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's game. You
Hold on,
cannot name
hold
more
on.
than
Hold on.
what's
David
that? Cole
Peralta.
Calhoun.
Dude, why are we spending so much time on these 2?
I have
train
no
wrecks?
idea. I was just gonna give my input that it was the D-backs.
Yeah.
Actually, well, wait a minute.
It's the Orioles.
The pitching
They're
for the
both
D-backs
terrible.
is better.
Please,
The pitching is better.
guys.
They got the milkman.
That's what I'm thinking.
Number 10.
Okay.
So
I
it's
have
interesting.
10. I have the Mariners.
10, I have the Blue Jays.
Nick giving the Mariners respect. What?
What?
You have the Blue Jays at 10?
Yes, I do.
Why?
You'll see.
That's just
They've slipped up after starting off this month with sheer dominance and having the top spot in the wild card. They have actually fallen and out of one of the wild card
I
spots.
still don't.
So
like that.
that's what I have to. That's why I put them there.
It's okay. I respect it, but I vehemently disagree.
Well, I family disagree with a lot of things.
I know.
So,
Number 9.
Awesome.
I have the Mariners.
9. I have the Blue Jays.
9, I have the White Sox.
Wow.
9, I have the White Sox.
I heard you.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Are you sure? At number 8, I have the Brewers.
What was that?
You are you sure? It's a TikTok. There was a long story. We're not going to get into it.
I don't know what that sounded like.
Are you sure?
Okay, we are moving on.
Number 8, the Brewers.
8 Yankees.
8, Astros.
Okay. Number 7, I have the Red Sox.
7, I have the Cardinals.
7, Yankees. This isn't hey, guys. Guys, this isn't ASMR. Let's continue.
There is an ASMR show on
There is
Unbiased radio.
That's I think it's Mia.
I have no clue who it is. I saw the tweet for it the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's an ASMR Blaze. That's hysterical." So at number 6, I have the Tampa Bay Rays.
6, I have the Red Sox.
6, I have the Red Sox.
Cool. Wow, we all actually kind of agree because I have them at 7. So at number 5, I have the Houston Astros.
5, I have the Brewers.
5, I have the Brewers.
Alrighty, number 4, the Toronto Blue Jays.
What the?
All right. How can you?
Okay, I think I'm closer than you are, buddy.
There, I'm sorry.
How? Explain yourself. They started off on a tear this month. Now they are half a game back of the Yankees for the 2nd spot.
They have the best offense in baseball.
Okay. So that's just not true.
Nope.
I'm not taking them over the Dodgers.
I am not taking them over the Dodgers and the Yankees offense.
No, I'm definitely taking that over the Yankees.
When the
offense.
Yankees offense.
I'm
is
talking
hot,
about
I
right
don't
now.
know if-
The Blue Jays have the best offense in baseball.
No, second best.
Yeah, second best. Right now, second best. But let me tell you this, Michael. I don't know why you have them so high. Are you sure you're not high?
No, I'm not. And I actually think the Blue Jays might make it to the World Series this year.
They might not even make the playoffs.
No, but if they do, I think they might make it to the World Series.
Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul.
Anyways,
All right. Did you guys say number 4? I don't think you did.
no, I have the Astros.
I'm appalled right now. I'm appalled. I have the Cardinals at 4.
Oh,
Well, I have the Cardinals at 5,
oh,
which is where they belong.
oh my God.
Cardinals are a top 5 team right now.
They're a top 3 team right now.
Yes.
Um,
Really good.
That's possible.
and they've won 12 in a row.
It was really hot.
And they're going to do really well in the playoffs. They've got one hell of a lineup. That is,
And not a good pitching staff.
doesn't matter. They've still.
What
got
do you mean
one hell
doesn't
of a lineup.
matter? Pitching wins.
Pitching matters in the playoffs.
Pitching wins ball games.
Pitching matters, Michael.
They finally put the magic numbers in the standings. It's about time. Sorry.
What do you mean?
I love how we're trying to have a nice argument with you here, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, it's nice to have the magic numbers in the standings." Blah blah blah.
Okay, we on 3 now.
Yeah, number 3.
Yes, the Cardinals. We know.
I have the Rays.
I have the Rays.
Okay, that's fine. We better agree on
We're
1
not
and
going
2.
to.
We're never gonna agree on this.
You better, because the Dodgers are not the best team in
Okay,
baseball.
well that's where
They
we
are number
disagree.
2. There is no question the Giants are just better.
What do you mean, no question? They're
No
game
question.
behind each other. How can you say that?
That's
I
entering
can't.
today.
I can't.
Entering today, there was a 2-game
Oh
lead
my
for the
God,
Giants.
I'm
And they're
I'm
only a game
literally.
apart.
And do you know who lost today?
Game apart in the. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is based on yesterday.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
We're
They
not-
are a game behind.
We're not-
As of right
no.
now.
Michael,
As of our show,
As of
that
our
we're
show,
doing live
Michael,
from the Austin radio
power
station,
rankings.
the Dodgers are a game behind the Giants for the division.
As of the power rankings, they are 2 games behind.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, regardless, 1 games, 2 games, 3 games, 4. I don't care. They're still the best team in baseball.
How can you actually talk to me and say that? Okay, I know you're not saying that their pitching's better, but
No, they're not. That's
that's the entire reason why they're better. Is their pitching and lines both better. What do the Giants do better than the Dodgers?
win.
By
More.
1 game?
I won game.
Oh,
Doesn't
they
matter.
have a fully healthy
Dude,
lineup the entire
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Still
And
going
they
to win the
decided
division.
Scherzer and Trey
That's
Turner.
right.
It's
When was the last time the Dodgers were fully
And the
healthy?
Giants have lost
They won in a
Gauss.
stretch of like 20
The
games.
Giants are a horrible
It
lineup.
got worse because Gausman's gotten worse with them. They only have one legit pitcher right now.
Still winning the division.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Okay, we'll see.
We still have $10 on it.
We still do.
And I'm still going to win.
I'm probably gonna win that.
No.
Blaze
you're not.
Radio, I am so sorry for this abomination of what Michael just said, that the Giants are way better than the Dodgers.
I didn't
That's
say
just
way.
not
I
true.
never said way.
Wait. What about the
They
last
are
10 though? Giants are 6-4 in the last 10. Dodgers are 82. Is that not
Oh, yeah.
anymore?
Entering the day, it would have been 7-3 and 7-3.
No, and
Whatever it was. I don't know. I didn't look last night. But either way, they were like exactly the same as of last night.
I have
So.
a headache.
it's okay. We have the same argument every single week.
We do.
Every single week, we know it's fine.
And
What
at
can
the
we
end of the
expect? This guy
season,
said
I'm going to be right.
Toronto Blue Jays are going to the World Series and they might not even make the playoffs.
Honestly, the Clippers have a decent chance to win the World Series. There's no clear cut favorite in the AL, I feel like.
Yeah, it's
I think
becoming
if
a rule.
there's one, I think it's probably the Astros.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, they're always
Also,
there.
Stop on the
also,
wagon.
can I tell everyone what my number 1 World Series matchup would be this year?
Houston Astros Dodgers.
Yes, I think that would be amazing for baseball.
Yeah, of course it would.
That would be amazing.
Okay, I know
for
it's not
baseball.
gonna happen. Just imagine Verlander came back. Verlander versus Scherzer.
Oh!
Game 1.
Oh my God!
Old
Imagine.
Tigers facing each other. Oh my God! I'd cry.
Hold
Every
on,
Tigers
here,
fan
here.
would
No,
cry.
I'll serve it up for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to Game 7 of the World Series. I'm Joe Buck on the mound
That's a
tonight.
horrible Joe Buck impersonation.
Okay, well I can't.
Mitchell.
I've got to do it in my
That's my
my
Joe Buck
nasally
impression.
voice without being able to hear myself. Hi, I'm Joe Buck. Max Scherzer starts tonight for the Dodgers.
Okay,
Justin
We get
Verlander
it.
for the
We get it.
Astros.
We get it.
we have to actually run our bases too.
Yeah, we've got time. We got 10 minutes.
So yeah, number 2 Giants, number 1 Dodgers.
That's fine.
Yep, that's facts.
We can. We're gonna have to just disagree. It's all right. All right,
That's crazy.
we'll hop in.
Because they're ahead in the standings by 1 game. That's why they're ahead in the power ranking.
That's not the only reason.
Because the Dodgers
No.
have only been healthy for like a
What
total
other
of
reason?
60
Please.
games this year.
Please give me a baseball reason why the Giants are above the Dodgers.
They've beaten better teams than the Dodgers have more recently. The Dodgers have been playing worse teams than the
Are
Giants
you talking
have
about just this past year? The Dodgers playing the Rockies and the Giants playing the Padres.
over the past week. Yes.
Hold on. Actually, I think there's an argument against that.
God.
No.
Since August 11th, the Padres have been the worst team in baseball.
Doesn't matter. You're on numbers.
It doesn't matter.
And the Rockies have a winning record at home. So that disputes your
The
argument.
Rockies are good at home. The only reason they have a losing record is because they can't play on the road. I'm about to shut you up with these numbers here, sir.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're gonna give me time? Oh, I'm loving this. All right, Michael. Let me tell you what the deal is here. Home at home, the Rockies are 46-29.
I already know.
So how can you say?
Oh, but no, as of today though,
you've
as of the power
You've
rankings.
seen the Padres be now 11-26 since August 11th, and you're still gonna say that the Rockies are an easier team to beat?
The Padres, yes.
Oh, look at how one team is just
yeah.
just collapsed. You have to value the
Dude.
morale here.
Dude, the Padres are a better team than the Rockies. You're trying to make an argument that the Rockies are a better opponent
As
than
of
the
right now,
Padres.
yes. As of right now, yes.
Okay, well, I'm not agreeing with that.
As of right now, yes. Because look at what has happened to the Padres.
If you walked up and told Dominic Stern that,
Dom actually might agree with me.
that he would.
I think Dom would agree. Dom is the harshest critic of the
That's true,
Padres.
because I would say that the Rockies are playing better than the Mets. But they're only like 2 games apart, to be fair. So.
Let's be honest here. Who has been playing better baseball? The Rockies.
Yeah, but
So I
the
don't know if you
Padres
can
are
make
still a better
full-fledged
baseball.
argument here.
Doesn't matter. The pitchers that the Rockies are throwing out there are nowhere near what the Padres have. So it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Ryan Weathers.
I forgot you
Okay.
started with really
We've
good
got to
this year.
do our segments. We literally have 6 minutes. So,
Anyways,
Ryan, you're at first.
I'm resigning after this show.
You say that every week.
No, I might actually.
he always says that too.
This time putting my 2 weeks.
And now you're freestyling. It's like you have a script going.
Do you want to come see my script going right now?
Ryan.
All right.
My fault.
At catcher. Hey, if you would stop, Michael, I can go. At catcher, Keeper Ruiz. First base, Paul Goldschmidt. Second base, Brendan Rodgers. Third base, Austin Riley. Shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. Left field, Joey Gallo. Is there an off switch on you?
Keep going. Yes, I'm literally using it right now.
Center field, Jared Kelenic.
Oh yeah.
Right field, Juan Soto. DH, Jordan Alvarez. Starting pitchers, Wiley Peralta.
Yeah.
Matt Freed, Frankie Montas, Miles Michaelis, and Chris Flexen. Relief pitchers, Giovanni Gallegos, Ian Kennedy, Camilo Doval, Michael King, and Jarrell Cotton. And then it's obvious. Team of the week is the St. Louis Cardinals on a 12-game winning streak, the longest winning streak since 1982.
You haven't given Aaron Loop any love in your bullpen this year, and he's going to win reliever leader.
You see, here's the thing, Michael. I look at stats from the past 7 days, and I have to look at innings and how effective they've been in their innings.
I know.
And seriously, these guys have just shown more to me.
No, I agree.
So why are you arguing? Why are you complaining? Why
Because
are
you have to at
even
least mention
mentioning
him
that?
once, because he's literally been the best reliever in baseball.
You see, but
It's okay. I think you'll be happy with my.
Okay, go ahead then.
my brain hurts.
Okay, so at second base, we have players to watch for. Juan Soto, I have this in all caps. Because he is.
NL MVP next year.
Honestly, he has a case this year. I know.
He does.
It's probably
Oh my God.
going to be Bryce Harper, but I seriously think Soto has a case with 220.
Oh, he 100% has a good case too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's leading the league in average right now, 225, 29 home runs, 92 RBIs, 1.029 OPS, which I think is second in baseball. Like, he's been spectacular this year. Next, we go to Philadelphia and Pete Segura, hitting 297, 14 home runs, 57 RBIs. And then in Houston, Kyle Tucker, hitting 295, 27 home runs, 87 RBIs. And then I feel like this guy's been on the list quite a few times this year. Ty France in Seattle, putting up consistent good numbers.
He has revamped his career
Yeah.
in Seattle.
He's been pretty pretty consistently nice. 291 average, 17 home runs, 65
I agree.
RBIs. And then from a pitching side, I got Marcus Stroman here with a 3 ERA,
He should leave the
154
Mets.
strikeouts. But
He should leave the Mets.
Just let me keep going, please. We have 3 minutes.
next, I have Sandy Alcantara with a 3.05 ERA, 189 strikeouts. And then Carlos Rodon, 12-5 record, 2.47 ERA, 181 strikeouts.
Elite.
You should have gone longer, just so we aren't here and talking about a Mets moment for the next 3 minutes.
Are there any Mets moments?
I really hope there isn't.
No, there's not.
Good.
Dude, the Mets have won once in the last 14 games.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's
That is pathetic.
It is. We're pathetic. Alrighty, so the top 5 moments of the week. At number 5, we have one of the coolest catches of the years. Jesus Sanchez made a barehanded catch in Miami. It was pretty fun. Made a lot of highlight reels. It was awesome. At number 4, after talks of being shut down for the year for arm soreness, Shohei Ohtani comes out like a boss and strikes out 10 batters over 8 innings in an absolute gem. That's called shutting up the haters. Number 3, Eddie Rosario hits for the cycle on 5 pitches, a major league record that has never been done before. That is just incredible. Hitting for the cycle is good enough. Doing it in only 5 pitches is even more impressive. At number 2, we have John Lester collecting his number 200 win in his career. It's just an overall milestone. Not even Adam Wainwright is at that number yet. It is not an easy number to get to. John Lester joining an elite group. And at number 1, it's Salvador Perez, breaking the record for the most home runs by a catcher in a single season with 46 on September 20th. That was a very special moment.
I'm sorry, Blaze Radio. I have to do this. Let's freaking go, baby. Did you guys see my retweet on Twitter about that? How he and Johnny Bench had a conversation?
Yes, yeah, I did. That was actually really cool.
That was one of the coolest videos I've seen in a long
That
time.
was pretty cool.
I bet. That's awesome. So that'll do it for this week's show of Running the Bases. I'm your host, Michael Garaffa, joined by Nick Nath, Ryan Blank. We are going to be next week doing our final show of really for a really long time, where we are focusing on something that is not current baseball. After that, we're going to be focusing on the postseason, off-season, really up until through November. So next week, enjoy it. It's our last time that we're not covering the regular season and current baseball happenings. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was great to have you. We're still here every week, 7 o'clock, Blaze Radio. We will see you all next time.